here's the next tier of stuff that you can do within the mod. Remember how I said that you'd be finding out what dark matter does and red matter? Well, this is where that starts happening, and it's all based around it. Now, this stuff is decently expensive, so it's where that comes in handy, but it's not necessary to make it. Admittedly, you could kind of get this in the lower tier stage. You just wouldn't be able to do much with it until you could, say, throw enormous amounts of power at it. So, either putting it in the table or accumulating it with those blocks. Either way, you need to have a decent infrastructure before you can start really working in the next tier. Because this is where it starts becoming insane. Because this is dark matter. Dark matter is just a crafting component. It doesn't have other fancy stuff about it specifically. So how you make it is Eternal's fuel, which is the highest tier of fuel you can get in terms of its single units, around a block of diamond each. And note that value. You may also note that you've seen that value somewhere else if you were paying fairly close attention. It's the same value as a nether star. So each of these is equivalent to a nether star in terms of its value. And so note that everything going forward has nether star level value stuff in it as a crafting component. So yeah. You can also tell both of these have a storage block, as I've shown here. And this is where you start getting a furnace type? Yeah, there's not as many mods as you'd think that have extra furnaces. But this is one, in fact. This is the dark matter furnace. Now, it's very fast, and it has more than one way of getting power. You can, in fact, use regular fuels to power it up, as well as, I think, the special alchemical ones like redstone. So, let's see if we can just throw in a bit of redstone dust and something that we can process and see how fast it works and how far it goes. See, just on one piece of redstone. Nope, that's not working. So it's not processing alternative fuels. It needs absolutely to have things like coal, etc. So let's go with a bit more coal, shall we? Or, let me see here. Have I thrown coal in here? I believe I have. No, I've thrown in charcoal, but I've also thrown in blocks of coal. So, as usual, you can... Oh, wrong button. As usual, you can uncraft those into regular coal, but then you can learn them. So remember, any time that you can get a new experience in, you can. And you can do it off things that you've just found or obtained before. So you kind of can think indirectly with this mod, like what can I craft or uncraft to get something that I need? So there's a few coal in and a bit out, so let's see how fast this goes. Again, I have a stack of iron. That's pretty quick. And you'll also note that it lasts a lot longer whenever you use any fuel. So this is very efficient. It's also going very, very fast. So this stack of coal will not last very long in this particular furnace. So while it's doing that, let's go over the recipe for this thing, because you're about to note that it is absurdly expensive. Again, remember how nether stars have a value of around pretty close to 140,000? Well, this thing has a value of over pretty close to 4.5 million. So you can tell when things get expensive really fast. Because this requires blocks of dark matter. And these dark matter blocks aren't quite stored the same way. It's not in patterns of 9, it's in patterns of 4. So it's not like we're filling it up all the way. But you should also note that, as usual, that is reversible for a storage block. It just runs on a pattern of 4. So this incredibly fast and powerful furnace requires basically the equivalent of... oh, and it has some left over. See, normally you wouldn't be able to get that much back that quickly. And note that it has a chance of giving you a bit extra. This isn't entirely ore doubling. It's more like bonus ore. Because I put a stack of 64 in, but I got more than a stack and a half out. So not only is it efficient in terms of fuel usage, it's also efficient in terms of ore usage. And note these slots over here, that's additional input slots for whenever it's automatically buffering it. And these are extra output slots. So this buffers pretty heavily. If you put a big influx of materials in, you'll be able to have a lot of them out without having too much of a jam. And I do believe it is hopper compatible, so you can automate this in additional ways. Although as fast as it is, I doubt that a hopper will keep up with it. it's just how it goes. I mean, seriously, that was quick. I doubt a hopper will do so. Now, this particular substance also has an armor set. I probably should have put this on an armor stand. Probably should have, but it does look decent on a wall. So we have the dark matter helmet, dark matter chest plate, dark matter leggings, dark matter boots. Now, note they have comparable stats to diamond, but I believe they're tagged as unbreakable. And of course, they look pretty nice on you. I may also fight a few a few hostiles later to demonstrate how powerful this really is. Now, the recipes for it is, as you could kind of imagine, kind of like normal recipes. They just use dark matter, which means it's basically the equivalent of nether stars each. So, if you were directly exchanging that in terms of an item for item basis, that's 24 nether stars worth of armor right there. That's kind of ridiculous for something that's mainly just unbreakable. I mean, look at it. I don't have any specific buffs or anything right now. It's not that crazy. And this set also has a tremendous amount of tools, as you can see. Starting off with the sword, pickaxe, axe, shovel. You have the hoe, which not all mods remember to have, shears, which is even rarer, and a kind of hammer. I believe this may have been inspirational in terms of other mods having their hammers, because it does in fact have a similar function, to basically smash very wide areas when mining. So, yeah, that happens. Now, let's grab some of these. Also note that, again, they can be charged up. They have unlimited durability. And you can charge them up. Whenever you charge these up, they basically get a higher mining speed, so they can go ridiculously fast. Also, for ones that have some amount of attack power added, that will go up. So, yeah, like this dark matter sword. Let's charge this up. It said plus 13, now it's plus 15. Down a bit. Yep, it goes back down to 13. So, you can see that you can basically choose your power level. So that is pretty nice. And again, now see some of these with modes. Yeah, that's going to get really interesting. So yeah. Also, the shears. That's why I have so many sheep. But for now, let me just fight a few bad guys for a moment. Let me see. Do I have that in my bobble slot? Yes, I do. But I want to make sure that I show whether or not this has normal durability. So I'll swap that out over that way. And yes, you can shift-click to quickly throw things in if you'd like. So let's test out a bit of how these tools work. I need a different thing here. I need something damaging. Something dangerous. Something... No, not there. Okay. Something vindictive. Yeah. This'll demonstrate combat pretty quickly. So yeah, I'm going to try to show how good this armor is, as well as the sword. So I'm going to go over here. Okay, so here's where things get interesting. Yep, it's just plain unbreakable, because I did not have my talisman on at the time. And as you can tell, it's basically at least as good as diamond armor, so it's very tough armor. And I just pounded them with something that also has unlimited durability and basically just uses its durability bar as a charge bar. So they basically got wrecked. And those were Vindicators. They're decently heavy hitters if you've ever encountered them before. So yeah, that totally happened. They just got, well, crushed. That should demonstrate that very effectively. Okay, let me see. Do I have... Oh, there's another beautiful area to demonstrate. I have a dark matter pickaxe. So what am I going to do with it? Of course I'm going to mine. See these modes? These are different ways that it can mine. Standard is one at a time. Then you have tall shot, wide shot, and long shot. Tall shot is vertical, like it'll streak up a few blocks. Wide shot is horizontal. It'll go wide for a few blocks. And there's long shot, which goes straight forwards. So, with this already changed, let's do a little bit this way, shall we? See? It went long. Now, let me change the mode and go tall. See how it hit a few at a time? And now, let's go wide. And that's one way of doing that. And it has additional functions. Let me see here. I think I can go... Nope. It doesn't do it that way. I was thinking of the other tool. Oops. Oh well. That's perfectly fine. Never mind that. Or, you can charge up. And remember those modes? Well, now it does them extra fast. So you can adjust the speed on your pickaxe. And remember that it is a pickaxe, so it mainly works on hard materials, not soft. So for this, you go with shovel. It has some of the same general capabilities in terms of being very, very, very fast. So we have quick mode. That is some fast gravel whacking. I mean, seriously, that's pretty quick. Now, you also have the ability to, I'll go with the hammer. Now, this thing has the ability to be charged up as well. You can also click with it to just instantly mine an area. In this exact version, they might not have a certain feature working. The loot ball feature, where it kind of makes them appear as loot balls that have multiple items in them to reduce lag. So it's something that you may have seen me use before on my Solitary Craft Plus series, and they may not have had coded directly in 1.12 straight. They may have had it coded more in 1.12.2 later. Note that this works only on hard materials. But it also instantly mines ores. Sorry about the lighting. I didn't think about that when I ran into this particular mountain. But yeah, hammers are meant for massive mining quickly. You can either hit small and easy or eraser mode. So, yeah. Oh, I can walk down here and grab some extra fuel. Thank you. Okay. So yeah, that works. Okay, again, the loot ball mode might be a little inoperative at this exact time. Now, let's see. Let's go over here to my demonstration of something else. The shears. Yes, we have special shearing functions on the shears. You can use it as regular shears in terms of just hitting things, or you can use these as area shears. As you can imagine, it shears a ton of sheep. All these sheep were just sheared. And you can just click on a block nearby, and if there's any sheep that are shearable at that exact time, they will give you their wool. Because I was in creative, those were kind of just obliterated, but that's also kind of fine. Because you could tell the results of you would have gotten a ton of wool, like from over there. See, that is some long distance sheep shearing. and you get a lot of it. So these shears are very cool. Again, they can also do regular shearing stuff. So shear grass, shear leaves, whatever. They're shears. They shear things. Forgot about the steak. Emeralds. Okay, I would have gotten certain other flavors of wool. So yeah, I've got white wool there. Thing is, it does do some variations that have data attached, but not all. Mainly, it does things that have colors. Now, in that particular group of sheep, I would also have obtained brown, light gray, gray, and black wool. So let's just grab a few of those to demonstrate what would have happened if I would have thrown them into my table. No pink sheep. Sorry, I did not have a pink sheep. Yeah, okay. So let's throw these in. So a lot of this will be demonstrating how the table works, because it has a lot of functions, and you got to know how this thing works to really go heavily with the mod. So yeah, that's definitely a thing. Oh, also, if you have MBT data on something that you want to make sure that you do not accidentally erase, always use just learn, don't burn. So a good thing there. As you can imagine, we also have, of course, the axe and the hoe to demonstrate, and the upgraded forms of these are mainly just better, although there's also something special about some of the things you can do with the red matter versions that you can't do with dark matter. So let's demonstrate how fast I can erase a tree. Yep. Of all the things, that's the exact moment I can go into a hole. So... oh, actually, let me see if I can demonstrate a big hoeing first. It's a lot of hoe. Yeah, if you want to really farm an area, use one of these. Let me see, how much is that? I think it's a 5x5. Yeah, it's a 5x5. Sorry, you know, automatic hydration like the ultimate hoe. That's an ore spawn thing. But let's just show how fast this little thing works. It's not really that big of a deal, per se, but it does help out, and it is unlimited, because again, these all have unlimited durability. And sorry, sheep, for your issues. If you want, I can transmute this area back to its pristine state. Apparently does not work on farmland. But it does, however, work pretty quickly. So while that stuff reverts, they won't have as much farmland to worry about getting in their way. So don't worry, sheep. I have you covered. I have you covered. I mean, you were good for a demonstration, so thank you very much for that. So thank you, sheep. You sheared very well. Okay. So you've seen all the functions on those things, but then we get to red matter. It's mostly better. It's mostly just better, but this is where you start getting into a few extra features. Now, also we have the time to get onto red matter. But before that, it's time for me to throw stuff in the table that I don't need. So, goodbye, tools. You were very beautiful, but at the same time, you kind of had to go somewhere. Okay. Actually, while I'm at it, I might as well upgrade as I go along. Can I, while I'm going through this mod review, actually get up enough to finalize these by the time I get to the end? Because I don't think so. That final tier is ridiculous to get a hold of. It seriously is. So if you want the absolute ultimate battery for your mod, you're going to notice that it's not going to work out very easily. Okay, so that will not be able to add up to more of those. It won't even fill it. So in general, it'll take 2 of them being completely filled to be able to have enough EMC to get the upgrade. So just as a nice rule of thumb. And that was Kleinstar VR, folks. Overloading my table just while I'm in the middle of a demonstration. But of course, we go on to red matter. Red matter is special, and you'll get into this briefly after dark matter if you have enough points. What I say by that is that it's sort of expensive each. It's definitely more than another star each because of how much you've got to put into this. Again, it's just a crafting material, remember that. No special function of its own. It takes 6 Eternalis fuel and 3 dark matter each. So that's basically 3 nether stars worth of points and 6 uber coals worth of points each. So yeah, that's basically 6 stacks of coal and 3 nether stars. So that's a good amount of energy into something. And as you could assume, as I said before, it also has a storage block, and this also leads into the whole thing about the red matter furnace. Now this doesn't have it whole surrounded, but you do need the previous tier, the dark matter furnace, to get the red matter furnace. You need 3 of the red matter blocks, which means basically this is very, very expensive. Oh, yeah, forgot about saying how the energy condenser second tier was made. Oops. Anyhow, but yeah, it's 4 of those red matter blocks and 4 dark matter blocks and an energy condenser for the previous tier, which is just the first tier, and it only has 2 tiers. But you could assume basically this is when you start getting into very expensive upgrades for things whenever you need to use red matter, or for that matter, blocks of it, which are insane. But the red matter furnace is even more powerful than the dark matter furnace. It has a bigger buffer for items in and out, and you can relay power to it, again, from using the relays and these collectors. So you can use pure EMC for both of these. And so you're about to behold what happens when you have an unlimited amount of power in a block that is one of the ultimate furnaces for sheer speed. Because I'm about to demonstrate that. I'm going to take this energy collector, slap it on here. Note how it already looks lit? Well, there's your sign that's already doing something. What happens when it's already doing something? It doesn't show automatically, because it burns EMC over time at a given rate, whether you're actually using it or not, if you're using it this way. But you can see that it's at a rate that doesn't drain this completely because it's still going up. Well, we're about to see how far that works. Let me see here. Just smeltable blocks. Now this one definitely has automatic compatibility. Let me see. Some other things to smelt would be nice. I can do... oh. Wet sponges. You see here sand. Red sand. And let me try again to do an automatically compatible block, or at least one that should be. Again, they may not have had that fully working there. I think this one's a little more auto-compatible than the others. See how insane this is? It's basically doing an item per tick. And I do believe this is guaranteed or doubling. Like, just doubling it. Like, you will always get 2. Of course, as expensive as this is, you deserve this feature at this point. See? Now that goes for only for ores, so it will be equal number of sponges in is out. Because it's not an ore. It's just something that you can dry out this way. And because glass is not an ore, it also goes one-on-one this way. It's doing that now. Will it automatically smelt this the way it should? Because it should count it just like regular furnace. So please, please, actually work. There it goes. The abyssal iron ore. See, that shows you some mod compatibility right there. And how I'm trying to lead into abyssal craft. Also, most ores usually don't have an EMC, but for some odd reason they do in abyssal craft. Not entirely sure why he did that, but maybe I'll ask Shino later. So you can see you have one of the most insane furnaces ever, and it's can be powered forever. So yeah, this is a thing. It's a very cool thing, might add. So I'm about to throw a lot of points in here. And yes, as you can see, 1.12 does have its own crafting book as well. Is this enough to... No, that's still not enough. I might not get to that full upgrade. Now, these... I did forget something, didn't I? I forgot to say how to do these tools. Oh well. Okay, fair enough. The difference here is they use diamonds for shafts. So anytime you need to use a stick, you use a diamond. So, yeah. And the main material is dark matter, so that's how that works out. In this case, the exception is you use one dark matter and one diamond. So it's not two pieces of dark matter, it's one diamond. So all these things require diamonds to work it out. So remember that whenever we go into making the tools here, because they all use those as previous layers. So you have to upgrade your tools, basically. You don't just go straight into another tier. And that's also true with the armor here in this tier, whenever you're going with red matter stuff. So if I'm going with the red matter armor, remember, it's very similar in statistics to the other one, but it has even more actual defense. And it also is still tagged as indestructible. So remember that. And also remember that if you want the upgrade, well, you're going to have a time of it, because you need the usual amount of an item to make armor, plus you need the item of the previous tier. So for red matter helmet, you need 5 red matter, and you need the dark matter helmet. Same thing basically true here, and seeing how chestplates already almost have the whole thing full, you can imagine the one slot that you needed in. Same thing with the pants, and same thing with the boots, which make almost a helmet formation because of where you have to put the dark matter boots. So that's also a thing. So I will upgrade my armor set just for thoroughness and to toss the previous stuff in. But again, we'll see if this drives up my points enough. Oh, it's enough to actually do it. Thank you. Thank you. This is a little side quest I'm doing while I'm pulling this off. I'm just trying to see if I can get the ultimate one as I'm just throwing in my extra stuff. So, yeah, that's a thing. Meanwhile, I'm actually using this function. The fact I have a portable crafting table. So stuff in, stuff out has a whole other meaning around here. Oh, that barely even budged the bar. And this thing will have a storage of over 12 million points. So, yeah, that could take a while. And, as I said, upcoming will be what else you can do with that. Now, let's move this over for a moment. And get to the tool set here. Also note a few special things to the side. This is because this set has an additional feature. You can actually create some special multi-tools that combine features from the previous ones. So here we have the red matter sword, red matter pickaxe, red matter axe, red matter shovel, red matter hoe, red matter shears, and red matter hammer. Now, as you can see, these things have improved functions and more stats. So that's pretty much the same as before, except of course, well, they're actually pretty much the same as before. But the fact is that you still have better stats in terms of things like speed, so, and also how much attack power they have whenever they're used as a weapon. So this is still better than the dark matter version, but it's also more expensive, and it can also be used in yet another way. And that has to do with those tools over there, because as I said, they can be combined. So imagine that whenever you're going with these. Also see how much more attack power this has. Base is already 17, which is above the other one. Yep, wrong button. Put it in my offhand. Now it's 20. Also note that it says Slay Hostile. This is something special about modes and mode changing. If I have it at slay hostile, here's where something cool comes in that starts happening with the red matter sword. I don't remember this being a thing with dark matter, although I can give it a quick check. So I don't think it had that. I think it starts only in this tier. Yep, it doesn't say the thing about the mode. So you know that this is only starting off in red matter. Now let's also do something similar to what we did before, but different. I am going to put in a few mobs, and I'm going to use a special function power. So, Vindicator, where are you? Vindicator. These guys are getting really whacked this demonstration. Okay, you guys are definitely aggressive. But you're also about to be definitely dead because of what I'm about to demonstrate. So, goodbye. See that? You may have seen me do that before in a series. But what that is it's kind of referred to as the death aura. It allows you to deal damage in a wide area. Also note the sheep weren't killed. This is because it said slay hostile. If you were to change the mode to slay all, then it would also kill passives as well. In slay hostile, it slays everything that counts as hostile. So, is there a squid close to the surface? Because I'd just like to kill them and not a sheep. Because the sheep have been nice with their... Oh, there's one close to the surface. Okay, thank you for your demonstration. Oh, he was already dead the first hit. Oh well, guess the second one was just a little bit of overkill. It happens. And yes, I got some ink sacs. But yeah, think of these mostly as improvements over the others, including the power to basically reduce areas to rubble and stuff. Red matter shears have a wider area. They're faster when working against things like wool. So imagine being very fast shears. And on top of that, you can also do some interesting combinations. So you also have the hammers, and it works with a much bigger area whenever it is powered up and mining. So let's go back over here a bit. This area is getting wrecked. I just know. These are hammers, so boom. So that just happened. So it goes a bigger area, it can work faster whenever you're actually mining with it. It's a cool hammer. So stuff happens. So there's more stuff for me to throw in. And as you can imagine, let's Uberho. Do I really want to do this here? I mean, the sheep have been nice. I don't want to farmify them too much. Note that this is a wider area. That is, I believe, 7 by 7. So you can hoe a very, very, very wide area with this hoe. It is the super hoe. So if you want some quick farming done, here's your answer. It's also absurdly expensive, because as before, each of these requires a tiering up function. So to make this, you need that. So you need a couple of red matter, and you need a dark matter sword that's already been made. So you basically have to tier them up. So you need to upgrade them. Now note that you need dark matter as a hilt point if it requires an additional slot. So you'll also need 3 red matter, a dark matter pickaxe, and another piece of dark matter to get the red matter pickaxe. A similar story here with the axe, as you can see. Again, with the shovel, you have a remaining hilt being the dark matter. With the hoe, with shears, you just need the dark matter shears, as well as red matter. This kind of looks funny this way, with the dark matter hammer in that position, the dark matter flanking it, and the pieces of red matter on both sides. So it's not like 3 red matter over it, it's just flanked. I mean, this alone was a weird thing with its hilt being 3 diamonds up and a couple of dark matter on the side. So That's interesting in and of itself. Okay, so I'm throwing some stuff in because we're soon about to demonstrate some whopper items that are the combined forms. Imagining why I'm going to be giving up such a powerful sword, I'm going to be getting something really insane soon. Meanwhile, how are my... Is this enough? No, it's not. It's not enough. I can only get 1 extra. I cannot get 4 to power it up. So that's... Oh, yeah, Vindicator gave me an X. Okay. So, yeah. That's one way to earn stuff. So, that works. Okay, as I was going to say, these extra special versions are awesome tools. And they are also insanely expensive. Now, they are true multi-tools. Like, this red guitar is insanity. Notice how it had 24 attack power before? Well, yeah, that had a lot of charge up. Now it's 28. This one has 21 attack power. And now it's 25. So these can be powered up for their attack power, but also for their special abilities. Now, why I said multi-tool is just look at this. It requires red matter just to squeeze these other tools together. You'll need the sword, the axe, the shears, and the hoe to make a red guitar. This thing is devastating and catastrophic. It's a powerful weapon. It has the ability to use that area attack ability, or death aura as they like calling it. And it also acts as not just a sword with a special attack power, but it also acts as a true multi-tool. You can do chopping with this. You can do shearing with this. You can do extreme shearing with this. You can hoe with this. It really does have all the functions of everything previously out of that, except, of course, the heavy mining stuff. So, let's just, let's see here. Can you still hoe with it? Yes, you can, and it's even bigger than before. Seriously, that's at least would have been a 9x9 if this sand wasn't in the way. Wait, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I'm pretty sure I clicked there. So yeah, that's a 9x9. So it's a definite improvement. If I weren't creative, I would be able to just slice through this entire tree. In fact, let me just do that to demonstrate. And it will do it fast, because as I said, it also chops. And quickly. It acts as shears, so I get the leaves. It is super fast at both functions. Trust me, this thing is a good multi-tool. As I said before, it's also a powerful weapon, so you can eradicate things with this. Whether it be materials in your way, in terms of, well, like, nice forests, or whether it be enemies you will slice through very heavily. I mean, this is a serious tool. So I got myself a lot of stuff in a hurry just by using this. And as I said before, it's also a powerful weapon. So combat-wise, get out of this thing's way. Especially if you're a mob that doesn't know what you're up against. Just run. Because this thing is powerful. And it has a nice glow to it as well, so yeah. I'm just going to turn this stuff to the table. Now, as for the Morningstar, remember how I said that, again, these were multi-tools? Well, this one is very similar in what it does, in that it works with things that it's been crafted from. And what it's been crafted from is a ton more red matter, the red matter shovel, pickaxe, and hammer. That's right, this thing can swipe out areas like the hammer, only bigger. It can dig like crazy through soft earth, and it can smash through areas rapidly whenever it needs to mine. It also has an absurd mining level. Dark matter and red matter, I'm not sure what their mining levels are, but it is very far up there. If you played with mods like Tinker's Construct and others that extend far past diamond level in terms of being needed to tear through things, well, properly mining blocks with this, there's very few things it can't mine, other than bedrock, of course. So let's just do a quick little demonstration of just how insane this is, shall we? See, right now it's at mode standard. And that was just hitting single. That was just hitting single. Well, it has the standard areas, even though it's been charged up, but it does it so much faster that you can just slice through areas. And remember, again, it can do this. Yeah, that was a much bigger area than before. It just soaked it up fast. So yeah, that happened. So this thing is a massive multi-tool. It can do all sorts of stuff, and it acts as a pretty decent weapon. As I said before, it has a lot of attack power. And remember, things from this mod, they don't use durability. They just charge up. So forget the durability bar is a durability bar when it comes to ProjectE. It's a pretty big point to take away. And this thing hits like a truck. So I could probably one-shot those Vindicators with this thing. It is that powerful. And that isn't even the one that's supposed to be the main weapon. That would be this. Also, it should be noted that the Death Aura power present in the Red Qatar is stronger by a large amount over the previous Red Matter sword. This thing has the ability to deal, I believe I found out in one incarnation, 1,000 points of armor-piercing damage to everything in its area. It's not that big of an area, but it comes in really handy against really big, awe-inspiring targets. However, it does not, repeat, does not ignore damage limits. It does not do that, no. So any boss that has that is probably been balanced against crazy weapons like this. So you know that it'll only help you so far. You still have to be decently good. And also remember that, like all modern combat swords in Minecraft, past the combat update, you cannot block with it. So that function is not here. But yeah, you shear, you slice, you chop, you smash, you smack things. These two weapons slash multi-tools together are insanity. They will be the only tools you'll be needing for quite some time once you get them. So they are masterclass. Now it's also time to start getting into some miscellaneous things you could do along the way. Some which I suppose could be lower tier. Maybe not. We'll see. But yeah, we have some powerful explosives. We have the Nova Catalyst and the Nova Cataclysm. To make the Nova Catalyst, you need a Mobius fuel and a TNT. To make the Nova Cataclysm, you need Eternalis fuel and the Nova Catalyst. So it get upgraded. I'm not entirely sure if I want to really detonate one of these right now, but I guess I kind of got to. So, for science, well, Magitech science, but you get the idea. You know, I just keep picking on this area. It really is going to be pummeled by the time I'm done with this. I just know it. Hey, you. I'm not going to feel quite so bad about blowing this area up now that you've done that. Oops, wrong one. I meant to do the smaller one first. Okay. Time to burn something. As usual, just ignite it with flint and steel. No, that wasn't an effect of this. Ignore that. He wasn't supposed to... That was just him being a spider. But as you can see, it mainly just eradicates the blocks. It leaves behind a lot of things, like, as you can see in this blast radius, there was a coal, and it's still there. I do believe its purpose is to... Nope, it does eliminate coal. But either way, it's a big blast, and it's basically instant. So if you want to do excavation, you use these. Although this is way more powerful. Yeah, that was instant clearing of a very wide area, so... Yeah. You know, I think that loot ball thing is actually active on those right now. Maybe it just wasn't on some of the other stuff that used to be. Because I think it deposited the loot directly into my inventory like it did before. Only there used to be these little loot balls that would kind of pop out and attract you to do that. So maybe this version still has a little bit of that automatic loading your inventory to reduce lag thing. Because that feature is so that you can get items in your inventory directly, like all these materials that I would have had flying around the world. Only it's been directly deposited into my inventory. So that it kind of helps you reduce lag. Now, if you have something in these alchemical bags later, you can also have it shoved directly into there. So I'll put those in there and get to that in a moment. But there's also a few other items that are very useful. We have the Destruction Catalyst. We have the Hyperkinetic Lens. We have the Catalytic Lens. And we have the Mercurial Eye. These things each have some very special functions. And as you can imagine, they can be charged up. Because it's a recurring thing. Okay, so you're just charging them all up. But yeah, the Destruction Catalyst is interesting. So if you want one, this thing's got an interesting recipe. You need the Nova Cataclysms for Mobius fuel and a flint and steel. So it has a kind of a weird crafting recipe because it's not like it's a regular tool, but it's a tool. Because what it does is it helps you with mining. That's kind of another recurring theme, and this mountain being destroyed is a recurring theme of this review. See, this thing's purpose is to create tunnels. Whatever direction you're looking is an instant tunnel. It just shoots right through. I mean, seriously, that is fast. Instant tunnels. It just mines a lot of blocks. Now, also note that this thing is just stupendously quick. So, yeah, the Destruction Catalyst catalyzes the destruction of an area and makes it really, really fast. So, that's a thing. Also, remember how I said that those Transmutation Tables were linked? Let me just grab one right now. Just throw this stuff in, and you'll see that it's already in my system for everything else I've got. So a quick demonstration of this principle whenever I purge these items from my slots. See, all this stuff's already there. It shows you that the information is linked to the player, not the table. In fact, I can also throw a table in a table, and also note how most ores don't have EMCs, as I said before. In a similar thing, we have the Hyperkinetic Lens. Yep, they're not doing leap balls anymore, that just instantly attracted this stuff into my inventory. But it's meant for ranged blasting. As you could see, it very, very swiftly fulfilled its function, and just nuked. So, yeah, that happened. Probably should have left that table there. That was my little fluke. Sorry. But yeah, this thing is meant for some crazy mining. I mean, I've worked with this before, and it's really fun. I don't know what's up with them not doing the loot balls anymore, though. Seriously, there should be these little round balls that fly to you that contain all the stuff, and then it deposits your stuff into your inventory for you. So I guess now they just have it attracting a different way, or maybe it's just this exact version has it intermediate and just a way of handling it. And oh, fun trick. Oh, I don't want to waste it on him. He's one that looks like he needs to be cured later. I was going to spleef him with this. You can actually blast out the ground underneath a mob and drop them, especially when you can fire really fast. So if I were to spam click right now, I would drill to the bottom of the planet in a very fast order. This world would be stripped down to the bedrock with this thing. Quickly, might I add. This is very similar. Kind of. It's actually more similar to this. As you can see, it's just a quick way of doing the same function as the Destruction Catalyst, but much, much longer. Like, way longer. Note that it also has a recipe that requires both. It's a Hyperkinetic Lens, it's some diamonds, some dark matter, and a Nova Catalyst. So you can actually skip over the Destruction Catalyst to get to this. So if you want the funner method, go for that. But if you want the Catalytic Lens, you'll need both of those items you'll need also a lot of dark matter, like 7 of them to fill it up, and it kind of fuses them together. And this is another thing in ProjectE, that you'll often be fusing items together or upgrading them into bigger forms. So that's definitely a thing. So let's toss a few things in here. It's been shoved in my inventory, somewhat unceremoniously. Okay, do I have enough? I still don't have enough points to... I'll just siphon them off. Because I need to demonstrate this other thing, and the best way to do that is to have a loaded Miscellaneous. Okay, now this is where things get interesting, because the Mercurial Eye is a building tool. Kind of like a builder's wand. So, while the others were meant for destroying things and knocking them down, this special item that's rather useful is used for building things and construction. So this is used to build big walls really fast. And that's a wild pumpkin. You know, this could lead to a really funny thing, and I'm gonna go for it. I just have to, so... Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna have to demonstrate how this works anyhow. Wrong button. I need to... There it goes. Notice it has that whole ghost item thing again. You put your Miscellaneous, your energy battery, in here. Now, the way this works is very fascinating. You can go with Transmutation mode and Normal mode. Transmutation mode transforms blocks into what you're targeting inside it. So I'm just turning this area into pumpkins. Yeah, that's happening. Pumpkins everywhere. Really should have done this close to Halloween. So, yeah, that's happening. And note that it uses power from your Miscellaneous to operate. So that's very special. But you're probably also wondering, what's normal mode then? Normal mode builds things. Like instant walls, depending on your facing. So if maybe I hit here... Nope, it was only going up. I could have sworn there was a way to do this sideways. Maybe if I hold shift and do that. Nope, that's not it. How did I get this to go sideways before? Do a plane going down. I think I'm out of power. Anyhow. But anyhow, you see you can make quick barriers with it. You can also, well, transmute stuff in funny fashions. So, yeah. Like I said, I went out of power, I just clicked in the wrong area. Okay, it's just because it won't let it build in a line that's in line with you. That's it. Maybe if I hold shift and... Nope. I'm still trying to figure out how did that used to do that. Maybe this version doesn't have this working quite as perfectly as it was before. That could be it. It could totally be it. It's not... Either way, it's a handy building tool, especially if you'd like pumpkins. But that was just a random thing. I didn't entirely mean for it to come out pumpkin. It just did. Just saying. And as you can imagine, in creative mode, you have an unlimited supply of everything, so I do believe you don't use up EMC whenever you're in creative mode for anything that really uses it. It just kind of turns that off. So any of these items that use it as a direct fuel, keep that in mind, that you won't be burning it up in creative mode. I also need to be very careful about this item, because it's, well, it can go through things in weird ways, so I gotta be careful about that. So, I need to clear that before I go on to anything else, and make sure I don't have it in hand whenever I do this. As for how to make this, ding, it's actually some bricks. It's 5 bricks, a diamond, a piece of red matter, and some obsidian. So once you get to the red matter tier, you will be able to make this cool building tool. So, yeah. I'm going to dump some power. Burn a pumpkin. Toss in the Mercurial Eye. And it's not even enough for 2 of these. Klein Star Sphere, you're a monster. And you're not even the biggest one. Okay, that was interesting. Now, another feature you can do is a very unique upgrade. See, I've got a transmutation table around here. I'm not going to be needing it that way anymore. I'm going to be having it the extra portable way. Yeah, I can do this on the fly, and I don't have to even put it down. For this beautiful item, which is very expensive, might I add, you need the regular transmutation for stone, and these aren't obsidian, these are dark matter blocks. So, yeah, that's why this thing is worth over 2 million points. So, if you've been keeping track of how things have gotten progressively expensive, yeah. And remember, it's this for that. Like, if you wanted a diamond, it's 8,000. So, or, well, a bit over that, actually. So, whenever you look at this and know that's over 2 million, you know, it would take so many diamonds to equal that.